Hey, Charlotte County. This is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and we have another story of corruption here in actually Sarasota, Florida. Here now, the sheriff is not doing anything about a very bad situation. It's and basically this is about who you know, who you blow. Connections. Are you rich? Are you not? But as you see here, justice for Candied Man in Sarasota County prosecutor get her killer. I just talked to the people that are involved with the situation, and yeah, this is a really bad, sad cover up. The guy that killed her is a very rich person in Sarasota, said that this dog was a threat, and took his gun out and shot at her 5 times. And in fact, shot at her while the dog is running away, which is absolutely not needed. And we come to find out in this story that like I said, this is a very rich family. They know the sheriff and his office. They donate to him. They go to the same rich, arrogant parties, etc. So the sheriff is not going to do any charges against the guy, even though, like I said, he almost hit the dog owner himself, which is sad. So I mean, they could get him under a bunch of different laws: brandishing a weapon, discharging a weapon, almost hitting somebody else. When you're shooting at a dog that's running away, that is absolutely not needed. That means you should not have a gun when you're shooting at a dog running away. So this story is really interesting. I found it on a friend of my page this morning on Facebook. That's one thing that Facebook is good for, and that, like I was telling them too, YouTube is good for getting the stories out too. So a couple news organizations have got on this, but it's been 50-50. As you see, they're doing a petition on change.org. Please do. They already got 3,400 supporters on that. They got their Facebook page here. Go to that. They're keeping people updated all the time. As you can see, this is a good dog, rides on a boat with the owner. That's the owner. You know what I mean? I don't know. Does this dog look vicious? I don't think so. Help these people out. Make a comment if anybody knows a lawyer. Because, like I said, this is so corrupt down here. It's who you know, who you blow, and these is a super rich family that knows a sheriff, and that's why the sheriff is doing nothing. Unbelievable. Shot his 38 5 times at this dog, including as the dog's running away. Unbelievable. But here's ABC7 did a thing on it. You can make comments on their Facebook page. She said ABC7 was 50-50 on their support. They kind of support the rich guy. Sad. And then Herald Tribune did a thing on it. Beloved dog shot dead, and this is the dog that's dying in ambulance. They spent $10,000 trying to save their dog, and then, like the person told me, in the end, nothing happened to the guy that shot. In fact, they said it's so corrupt that they didn't even get a written statement from him, just a verbal, and that's it. And the sheriff did nothing, the prosecutor did nothing. Now they're going higher up to the state attorney, there's also an investigation bureau for corruption at the police and the sheriff level that the Florida state can look into. So contact these people, help them if you can. With money, if you know a lawyer, any other techniques that they can take down this psycho for executing a dog, including while the dog's trying to run away. And in fact, the guy was so crazy with the gun, when he shot the dog twice out of the 5 shots, and the dog's running away, shot the guy's tire out while he's running, in his car trying to bring the dog to the dog hospital emergency room. His tire went flat because the guy shot his tire too. So that's how close everything happened, and so fast. And more corruption here in Florida. Unbelievable.
A Suncoast man shoots a dog right in front of its owner after it barks and growls at him. The owner's in disbelief after Sarasota deputies closed the case without charges. SNN's Allison Henning is live in the newsroom with more. Allison.
Grant, that's right. The man who shot and killed the dog tells Sarasota deputies he shot out of fear of being attacked, but the owners say the dog, with no history of aggression, did not attack whatsoever. They say she was just reacting as any dog would when seeing a stranger. Rod and Cindy Jacobson are in shock, losing their terrier mix Candy under circumstances they never imagined. She died from gunshot wounds.
I'm always not that far from being in tears over it because we were just so connected, and it was such a meaningless way of losing her life.
It happened November 18th on this gated Luella Lane property in Nokomis, a place where Jacobson kept his boat for years and visits weekly, always with Candy by his side.
My right-hand dog, exactly.
The property owner's grandson, 25-year-old Zachary Dieterle, approached Jacobson and his dog.
When she saw him and didn't recognize who he was or know who he was, she started barking at him.
Jacobson says Dieterle kicked at Candy and she ran toward his truck, still barking. Then gunfire.
At that point, I saw Candy turn and run sort of away from us towards my boat, and he shot, I believe, 2 or 3 more times because I saw them hitting in the ground. Out of touch with reality, I just asked him, "Did you just shoot my dog?" He said, "You're damn right I did, and I will do it again."
During an interview, Dieterle told Sarasota deputies he was afraid that if he did nothing, he would be attacked, telling deputies he told Jacobson, "Get your dog off me," a statement Jacobson says he does not recall. SNN spoke with criminal defense lawyer Mark Zimmerman, who tells us under the law of necessity, the only way shooting the dog was lawful was if Dieterle believed the attack was imminent. Jacobson's wife, Cindy, says Candy was just doing her job.
She was protecting her truck, she was protecting her people without harming the person that killed her.
And now it is important to note that we did reach out to Dieterle to hear his side of the story, but we have not yet heard back. Grant, back to you.
We know you'll stay on this case. Thanks so much for that report.
Welcome back. The owners of a dog that was shot and killed in Nokomis last November are continuing their push for justice.
A man with a concealed weapon told Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies he felt threatened by Candy, a Staffordshire Terrier mix, when he fired the fatal shots. ABC 7's Rick Adams has the details.
I'm here at the home of Rod Jacobson and his wife. Right back there was Candy's room. It sits very quiet now. A lot of folks are saying they want justice to be done in the shooting. This is the bloodstained dog bed from that fateful day in the middle of last November when Candy was shot and killed. 25-year-old Zach Dieterle told deputies he was protecting himself from an overly aggressive dog. Candy's owner says she was just barking and not attacking.
I heard 2 shots come out, which was surprised it would be, and then it became very almost surreal because I did not picture this sort of thing evolving from her happily playing in this area.
The shooting happened on a property owned by Dieterle's grandfather. It's a place where Jacobson was allowed to keep his boat. After an investigation, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office decided not to file any criminal charges against Dieterle. They say based on the evidence and statements provided from the shooter and Candy's owner, Dieterle had the right to protect himself while using a legal concealed weapon.
The dog became aggressive. It was barking. Mr. Dieterle tried to take some preventive measures before shooting the animal by trying to kick the dog away from him.
2 bullets did strike Candy, and efforts to save her life failed. Jacobson and his wife Cindy Watson have started a Justice for Candy Facebook page, which has received interest from thousands of people. Thousands more have signed a petition. The couple is fearful that this will continue to happen more often. They say this could give gun owners free rein to shoot and kill pets.
We cannot allow people to shoot dogs for barking. I mean, that's a dog's job. A dog barks to alert that there's somebody here, somebody they don't know.
The couple will appeal the decision, even though the sheriff's office says this case is closed. Jacobson remains very saddened about losing Candy, an animal who was truly man's best friend.
If I would go anywhere when she was with me, she would keep an eye on me and follow me and always want to be with me.
Well, it certainly has been a rough holiday season for Candy's owners. They say they will continue to fight this. Candy's shooter could not be reached for comment. Reporting from Nokomis, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Beloved dog shot dead. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office declined to press charges. By Carlos R. Munoz, staff writer. Nokomis, in the 3 years since Rodney Jacobson adopted his Staffordshire Terrier mix, they have traveled most of the southeast United States. The day he got Candy, she was far along in pregnancy, he said. His wife, Cindy, said the dog's time was running out at Manatee County Animal Services. "Do you want to take care of a dog that's pregnant?" asked Cindy, who called him at work. "That's fine," he said. Candy was a devoted mother to her litter, Cindy Jacobson said. Rodney and Candy became inseparable friends. They traveled everywhere together. Their kinship may have cost Candy her life, after a man who said he felt threatened by the 2-foot-tall, stocky 50-pound dog shot her while Jacobson was working on his boat. Jacobson said the man shot the dog based on her appearance as a pit bull and filed a complaint with the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office a day after the shooting. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office declined to press charges, saying in a report that Zach Dieterle, 25, of Nokomis, who had a permit to carry the weapon, acted lawfully. The case raises questions about Florida's gun and self-defense laws, which Jacobson said are too vague. Candy was roaming freely around Jacobson's truck while he decorated his boat for the Venice Boat Parade at 220 Lowella Lane in Nokomis. He said he has kept the boat on the 10-acre, enclosed lot for years with the permission of the landowner, his friend Jeffrey Dieterle of Venice, who is Zach Dieterle's father. Jacobson said he and his dog had permission to be on the property. Zach Dieterle said he saw a vehicle he did not recognize on the property and then saw Jacobson near the shore. He called his name Rodney and walked toward the dock about a short distance away, according to the sheriff's office reports. Candy was lying underneath the truck about 70 yards from Jacobson. Dieterle got close to the truck and Candy came out barking at him. Jacobson had already started walking towards Dieterle, and said he was within a few feet when Dieterle kicked at the dog and it ran away. The dog came back out seconds later still barking and was crouching down. Dieterle said Candy appeared to be in an attack stance, reports stated. "Get your dog off me," Dieterle told deputies, he said. Dieterle said Jacobson did not move, so he drew a revolver from his pocket and shot twice at the dog. "Did you just shoot my dog?" Jacobson said. "You're goddamn right I did," Dieterle said, according to the reports. Jacobson said in an interview with the Herald Tribune on Tuesday that the moment was surreal. He saw Candy run away and said Dieterle continued to shoot at her. He saw the bullets hit the earth behind her. Jacobson did not try to stop Dieterle. He went to the boat and found his dog bleeding. He carried her to his truck and loaded her in the back. He said Dieterle berated him for having a pit bull on his family's property. Jacobson left the property, but halfway to the Sarasota Veterinary Emergency Hospital his truck tire went flat. He said he thinks it was struck by a bullet. He drove the rest of the way on a flat and the tire rubber shredded from the rim. Detectives told Jacobson that Dieterle was permitted to use deadly force because he was in fear for his life. Voicemails left for Dieterle for comment were not returned. Jacobson said he did not think the situation escalated to the point where a gun would be needed. "It seems to me, looking at the situation, regardless what his justification statement is, it was wrongdoing," Jacobson said. "I really was concerned that if he shot my dog there was no reason he wouldn't shoot me for the same reason." The Jacobsons are appealing to the state attorney's office and the sheriff's office for clarification about the law, which they said was too vague and could result in more heartache. "I lost a dog I was very close to," Jacobson said. "He got rid of a dog he apparently didn't like. He came out of it fine by shooting my dog. Cindy Jacobson said she fears the interpretation will allow people to kill pets under the blanket of fear. The law just needs to be fixed, or there will be many other very sad people who have lost their animals for barking or wiggling wrong, she said. Criminal defense attorney Derek Bird said the same rule that applies to a human applies to animals when it comes to self-defense. The question becomes, if a person reasonably believes that serious bodily injury is coming their way, they are able to stand their ground and use deadly force. Though, if the animal is retreating, saying you are exercising deadly force in self-defense would be hard to prove.